All right, we're back another week. Puck Talk with Fern and Mac. We're back. What's up, Mac?
Nothing. How's it going?
It's going good. It was a wild uh
No pun
week
intended.
Friday. It was a wild Friday, wild weekend, wild
Yes, it was.
Thursday. It was a very good trade deadline. Uh
Yes, it was.
I
Yep.
know we spent like a month and a half talking about it
Hmm.
in random, but yeah, it finally happened. We're gonna get to that in just a quick second. But beforehand, I'm gonna annoy you guys again, like I've been the last couple weeks. We appreciate all the support, but please subscribe, like, share, all that, comment wherever you listen to us or watch us. It's much appreciated. So yeah,
Yes.
but yeah, Friday was the trade deadline, and we last talked was we recorded on Tuesday, episode dropped on Wednesday, and a lot of things happened on Wednesday, including something that involves your team. That's how Wednesday night ended. Uh, I remember texting you. We had already talked while we
Oh,
recorded
yes.
about Anthony Mantha getting
Yes.
traded. But Wednesday night, I think one of the top trades that happened, this trade deadline happened, and it was the Vegas Knights getting a good young defender in Noah Hannafin
Hmm.
in a three-team deal, right? So this is the part you hate, but
Kinda, yeah.
um, the Golden Knights got Noah Hannafin and the rights to Mikhail Vorobyev. I said that right. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm
Uh,
sure you did.
and then the Flames get Vegas. I thought he was a defender, but Vegas forward Danil Miramanov,
Oh,
2026.
they got him?
Yeah, that's who they gave up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they gave up
I thought it
Miramanov.
was just a draft pick when you and I were
No,
talking. Oh,
the Flames got Miramanov.
Miravanov. Oh,
Yeah, a
geez.
2026 first round pick, a conditional third round pick, and they the Flames kept 50% of Hannafin's salary,
Hmm.
and also they put the Flyers in this deal, and the Flyers get a fifth round pick in this year's draft from Vegas, and they retain 25% of Hannafin's salary, which means Vegas is only paying 25% of his salary, which was I think 4 million before all this retaining. So to I think Vegas is paying like 1 million. So there you go.
Yeah.
Um, and then that happened. And then the other big trade, I consider big, another team that's going for it this year. The Panthers got Tarasenko earlier that day. They only
Hmm.
gave up draft picks. So it's a conditional fourth round pick, a 2025 third round pick, and the Senators retain 50% of Tarasenko's salary. So that happened.
And
That
we
did.
got Hurdle too.
Well, you're getting ahead of it.
Okay, excuse me.
You're getting ahead of me. I'm kind of going day by day
Oh, all right.
because
Jeez.
I feel like
I know you got the list there.
Wednesday night was as crazy as the end of the
Draft.
deadline was, because let me tell you, at the Avalanche, they redid their team. They
Hmm.
really did. They have a whole new team like behind those stars that they've had, but they went and got Casey Misselstadt from the Sabres and traded away one of their pretty decent defenders, Bowen Byron. That's a big deal. You know what I mean? They went and
Yeah.
got his replacement by trading with Philly for Sean Walker and giving up Ryan Johansson's horrible contract. I mean, they redid their team. They weren't done. The next day they did some stuff I'm going to get to, and then also Wednesday night the Rangers got Alex Wenberg for some draft picks from the Kraken. So
Yeah, but they were saying like winners and losers in the draft. They said Rangers, Devils, they didn't really do anything.
the Rangers did. I
Oh,
mean
well,
Wenberg, but that's really it.
yeah, but
Um,
yeah, well, but I mean, I'm saying like out of all, didn't really get. I know the Devils got a goalie, right?
they got Jake
Wasn't
Allen
who
from
they wanted to.
Montreal. They got Jake Allen from Montreal. This happened, I think, Thursday or Friday. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm tired of the dates now. I did it to myself, but we're just gonna keep talking about it. They got Jake Allen for draft picks, and then they switched goalies with the Sharks. They traded
Right.
Vanacek for Kakinen, and that's what it was. It was a salary dump, though, according to Devils fan Brendan, who
Okay.
friend of the show, listener of the show. So, speaking of the Avalanche, they kept it going. The next day, they got Brandon Duhaime from the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
They redid everything. They also got Jacob Trenin from the Preds. After the Preds traded for Anthony Beauvillier, is that how you said Beauvillier? Yeah, whatever.
Um, I mean, probably not. No.
All right, so here you go. B as in boy, EAU. V as in voting, ILLIER.
Bouvier.
Yeah, whatever. French guy.
I could be wrong. I could be
Whatever
wrong.
French
I mean,
guy.
I doubt it, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Anyway,
You usually get the names right, so
usually, yeah, that's the
yeah.
running joke here.
Yeah.
The Panthers also got the Sabres captain, Kalak Poso, for some draft picks.
Hmm.
Sabres did the right thing, gave him a chance to maybe get a cup. He might be done soon, maybe a couple years left. Maybe his assist last year. He just hasn't told anybody but the Sabres GM. So that's good on them. The Lightning add two people. They add Anthony Duclair. That was a good one.
Yeah.
They also add defenseman Matt Dumba, who used to be with the Wild before this.
Yep.
He was with the Yotes this year, and he goes to add to the defense line over
He's
with the
probably loving
Lightning.
that.
What?
He's probably loving that.
Yeah. The Rangers also added another forward/center. They got Jack Roslovich from the Blue Jackets. So I don't know who the reporter you were reading is, but I don't know. Gotta vet him. And then the biggest surprise to end the deadline, the Vegas Golden Knights pull off another magic trick that has caused a stir that we're going to talk
Oh,
about
I'm so
so,
over it.
around the NHL,
All
and
right.
they get Thomas Hurdle, and a 2025 third round pick, a 2027 third round pick for last year's first round pick for Vegas, David Edstrom, a
Yeah.
2025 first round pick, and the Sharks retained 17% of Hurdle's salary.
I mean, did they make such a fuss when the Lightning did it, or I
So
think the
we're gonna get to
Stars did it
that.
one year?
So we're gonna get to that. And yes, this trade has caused a stir because the reason Vegas was supposed to do this, was able to do this. It's something they're working the system. You work around the system that you have. Okay. And this is why I don't think it's a bad thing what they're doing. I'm actually on the side of, if that means you couldn't do it. Okay. Or you weren't smart to do it. So that's really where I come from. Other teams have done it. I think it's I think it's more prevalent. There might be more eyes on hockey, honestly, now than before. And that's a good thing. But I think that also they just want it to. The Lightning did the same thing because they did it with Kucherov back in the day, where I guess, if I remember right, during one of those runs or both of those runs when they won the back to back, Kucherov was hurt late. And
Yeah, I came back in the playoffs.
yeah, and what happens in the NHL is that when you have a player on IR, especially, there's a special IR designation, not the regular IR, but
I thought it was had to be long term.
yeah, the long term IR. Yep. So if you designate a player there, their salary comes off the books. So
I mean, it sounds smart to me, but I
Vegas,
also don't. Yeah.
Vegas right now has Mark Stone, who had a spleen rupture, according to everything we heard. I wasn't at the surgery table when he had to get his spleen.
Yeah, but they're saying basically if Carrier and Mark Stone come back like in the first round of the playoffs or whatever, then it's all set up. But Carrier's coming back like next week, or he was practicing today without a red jersey. So
Yeah, but I
I don't
don't
know
think
about all
Carrier
that.
was on the long term. The last time I checked, I don't think he
Well,
was. I know it's
the
Stone and
article I sent you today and I was reading, it said if it's suspicious if they come back like right away for the playoffs. Stone I
so
can see because
do people
that's
care about Carrier being back? I didn't think that was
that's
a
what
big
I
deal.
mean, he's just a he's a
Third,
big, I
fourth
mean,
liner guy.
yeah, he's a big guy and fights and stuff, but that's about, it's not like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I thought that was
So
stupid too, but
so this is like, listen, it's been done before. Vegas did it last year, won the cup. People should be smarter about it. I think that I think it gets to a point where I've, at least myself, maybe when I was younger, I might have been on that side of people like they're cheating and doing whatever.
yeah, and I kind of was not thinking that, but I didn't want to see that. But then if, once you explained it, and like I
But
said, the Lightning did the same thing, and
but they're not cheating. Like the thing is that there's rules, and guess what? Everybody tries to find the loophole in a rule, and in real life, people do that. It's not just the sports thing. Obviously, we're putting a lot of thought into this sports thing because people are talking about it, but there's loopholes to every rule. That's why you have lawyers. That's how lawyers get people out of things because they find the loophole in a rule. The rule here is, you go on long term IR. What's it called? What you can question is the injury real or fake? But I'm not going to question the injury because guess what? I've learned as I gotten older that I'm pretty sure teams in every league do this,
hmm
and not for the cap stuff. They're just like, oh, we're just going to put this guy like on the injured list
yeah.
because,
But what do they do when everybody's back, and then they're 20 million over their,
well,
so this summer are they
in
going
the
to get rid of
playoff,
everybody?
well, well, you got to remember, Marchessault and Stevenson will be free agents.
And
And that's what that's
Martinez.
gonna do. The only one that they got from those trades that has a long deal left is Hurdle. So I mean that might be telling you that either Stevenson or Marchessault isn't coming back because he can play center for sure, which Stevenson can
hmm
play center too, and he could play one of the wings, which Marchessault or Stevenson can play. So one of those guys isn't coming back, and they made that decision already. So and because Hurdle has a longer deal left, Marchessault and Stevenson are are free agents. So is Carrier. So is Amadio. So like so is
Martinez.
Martinez. So is who else? I don't
Yeah.
think anybody else in the defensive end because I think McNabb has a contract for a couple years more. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It'll
Well,
go back to normal because they won't have to sign, and maybe they won't. Maybe they won't sign either of those guys because at some point you have to make that decision because those guys are going to want to get paid, especially Stevenson. Uh, so they're not going to take a discount, and
right.
so they're just going to trust the young guys. And I think this year they've had a lot of those guys play. You take Dorofiev, who's a cheaper than what they
Yeah.
have to play the wing, and he's done pretty decent. You have
hmm
Brinson who came up. Who's that other guy with the M name? Morelli or something? He's
Oh
played
no.
okay. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I mentioned him a couple. Yeah.
and he could be just the guy who plays the third line and, for Amadio, for Carrier. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
at some point, they're just taking advantage of this window that they have.
Morelli. Morelli.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of this window that they have to stay aggressive and stay up top.
Yeah.
And they're trying to go to back, and that's what that article we were sharing or you shared with me was basically saying like the way you pull this off with Vegas done is that they've had the new owner because it's a new franchise who doesn't mind spending, and that's fine obviously, but you got to spend within the cap, and you got an aggressive GM who wants to win as well, so they both are on the same page about winning, so they're figuring out how to get around the rules. It's legal because it's not in the rules, so nothing's
Right.
stopping it. I mean, like I said, you could question the morality of a fake injury, I guess, but we'll never know. Um,
I mean, the spleen, I just don't see it, but like, upper body, lower body, when it's
Also,
just random like that, I
nobody's
get
talking
it.
about it, but Hurdle is on long-term IR at the moment too,
Yeah, but
so he's
they
not
did
going to
just
play.
say they said he was hoping in like 2 weeks to get back.
Okay, yeah, so he could skate
That's
the
what I
last two
just read
weeks of the
today. I don't
season.
know.
That makes sense. So he could skate the last 2 weeks of the season in April with the team.
That's what he said he's
Like,
hoping. I don't know.
yeah. So I
But I
mean,
think he's used to those guys because they're in the same division, so they constantly play each other. So he was talking about that today.
yeah. So
So I think he'll be
yeah, I
good.
don't I don't think it's as big as they're making it. Like,
Mm,
I just
I
think
guess.
people, I just watched enough sports that I think this has been happening for a while. The faking of injuries for certain purposes. Some of it's
Yeah,
cap.
I mean, I just
Some of it
started
is
getting
cap.
that.
Some of it is in certain sports you can save the player, like you can have the player under control of the team's control for like another year, you know,
Yeah.
instead of, using one of its years up. So yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. Like people are making it. Just be a better GM. Have a
Yeah.
better team with a better GM to do it. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
teams did a lot of, this year more than ever. I think I noticed that a lot of teams did a lot of. They were forcing teams to keep some of the contracts because
Yeah, that was yeah.
a lot of teams are up against the cap, and this is how you do it. The only thing is they
Yeah.
didn't have an injured person who's making a lot of money like that. They could take the whole salary, but whatever. It is what it is. Vegas is trying to make a run. Nobody, if this was somebody who's complaining, if I asked them if this was their team, they wouldn't care.
Right.
So,
How about the Hurricanes picking up
Coots
yeah. I thought
trying
that
to
was
trying to make a run.
I guess. And he's
Telling
gonna
you.
help them.
I mean, I don't know. They're trying to get whatever gas he has left.
I was surprised by that.
I mean,
I mean, good for him.
supposedly like
But
his best friend plays on the team, Orlov, who's a
yeah.
defenseman. So, I mean, yeah,
Oh, well now he's got a BFF on the team. That's good.
yeah. I mean, he had a BFF on the other team. He played all
I
his
was
career
being
with those guys.
smart.
But
Well,
um,
um, what else was we wanted to bring up? Oh, how about Torts?
oh yeah, Tortorella gets a 2-game suspension for
I was loving
not
watching that. That was
not
fantastic.
he didn't want to back down to Wes McCauley. I'm gonna say him by name.
That
So
was fun. I
it was
enjoyed that.
fun. There was a lot
Loved
of
him.
BS going on in that beginning of that fourth quarter because in the first 10 minutes there was already 2 power plays. So that means there was a power play from the beginning of the game. So
Yeah, but
every
he got
minute,
thrown out in the first period.
yes, because in the
Oh,
first
I thought
ten
you said in
minutes,
the fourth. Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
first
Okay.
in the first 10 minutes there was 4 power plays by the Lightning. The Flyers kept going into the box, and some of the calls were BS.
He was
Like
standing his ground, boy. He was like, "No, I'm not leaving. I'm not
Torts has
leaving."
always been like that.
It's awesome. I know. I'm loving it.
I like it about him, but
Me
like,
too. I said last year I knew he would get them whip them into shape. I'm glad.
yeah,
Good for him.
and I don't know if we talked about this, but I agree with that. But I also think when this team is ready to go, he won't be the coach. That's all.
Really?
That's my prediction.
Oh,
Yes, he's like the in between coach.
that would be a shame because he's really got turned them around. I think they respect him, and I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's you know what? I'm gonna go on a semi right. You know what the problem with I think the Flyers problem has been for the last, I don't know, since
They're
I've been a
fans.
fan,
The
since I've
fact
been
that
a
they're
fan.
from Philly,
Well, no, it's not even
orange
the
and
fans
black and
because
white. I
it's
don't
not even the
what.
fans because it's probably the sport that people pay the least amount to in the city. Unfortunately, I don't say that with a lot of pride, but uh, it doesn't get talked about on sports radio. It doesn't. So yeah, uh, my problem from me watching this team is that I think from the inside, and this might change with Jonesy and Briere, we'll see. But from the inside, it felt like for years since I've been a fan, they've been trying to like
Recreate.
recreate what they did in the 70s with the Broad Street Bullies, and
Oh,
forgetting the fact that like hockey has changed, and there's a reason why a lot of people are raving about Rempe going out and fighting people because that doesn't happen anymore. Like there's a lot more finesse, there's a lot more skill, and they're they were putting together teams to from what I thought of those teams where there was more of guys that you know were playing guys on the roster that were playing to that mantra of like, yeah, what's the call's going to go out and hit you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so what are you saying? The Flyers now do that or don't do that?
well, they might now with Jonesy and Briere in charge, they might
I know, but I
change the
feel like that's such a
philosophy.
little insignificant part of the game. I don't
What
like
is?
I mean fighting. Like, yeah, it's neat to watch,
It's
da,
not
da,
even
da,
about
whatever.
fight. It's just like it felt like they were building teams that were going more out there to out tough you instead of out skill you. You know what I
But
mean?
that's what
Not
I'm saying. Like, I don't know. To me,
and hockey
it's
has
all about the skill,
changed.
not about the
Hockey has gotten faster. Hockey has got people taking over games. You know what I'm saying? Like
so in a nutshell, what are you saying about the Flyers? Why are you saying? I don't
that. I think for years they've been philosophically how they built a team was stuck in the 1970s. and the game has changed. That's really
I
my thing. That I hope it changes with these guys, and
feel like they just stunk for so many years and now they're getting back.
because of that, I think that's why they stunk. Um,
I'm
but
gonna say their fans are part of it. But anyway, moving
that,
on.
yeah, they're not. But
I'm just saying I wouldn't want to play for Philly. Um,
because you don't got it
oh,
like that,
huh?
because you don't
If
got
I
it like that.
did, I wouldn't want to play in Philly. Anyway, how about the Wild pulling my boy? What a smart
Flurry
move.
in overtime. That took some balls.
That
And
was amazing.
let me tell you, I just found out something beforehand. And basically, if they would have lost that game, they would not. They would have lost the point they would have gotten for losing in overtime. So that was the penalty. Nobody's ever done it before, but that's the penalty. If you pull your goalie in overtime and you lose, you will lose that point you get by losing in overtime. So, but
Pretty good call though.
the
Boldy.
ball's on him, and Matt Boldy scores the goal
Yep.
for them. They're searching for points. They
I
are
know
trying
it.
to make a run and get it. Get in
What are they
Vegas.
still 9 points
Get in
back?
Vegas's ass.
Wait, they're what now?
I said they're trying to get in Vegas's ass
Yeah, but
in the
what? They're
wild
not
card.
even. We're not the
So
same division.
yeah, but they would have to make it in the wild card. They won't make it in the division because their division,
Yeah, but
Colorado.
aren't they nine? They're 9 points back from the Preds.
Yeah, and
It's not looking good.
they're 8 points from you. So they need every point, is what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say. Like that's why they did what they did. They need every
yeah,
point, so they need a two instead of one. Yeah, they have to go wild card because in their division, Colorado has 85, so they're definitely way above that. They're 16 points
right,
behind. So
right.
yeah, so
Well,
they would be going after you guys. Ooh, the Islanders are creeping up on the Flyers. I knew it was time until the top fell off. The bottom fell off of this team. Islanders are about to kick our ass. 2 points
why?
behind
What's the
us.
score?
No. The Islanders are 2 points behind us
Oh, I was gonna say.
behind the Flyers in the standings, and they're in
I
the
think the
same division.
Islanders will blow it.
Well, they've been
You
really
guys will be all
good.
right.
They've been really good the last 10 compared to us. They're 7-3 in the last 10. We're 4-5-1 in the last 10. And San
You'll be all
Jose
right.
just tied it right now before they went into the end of the first period. So
Well, that's not gonna last.
I mean, they got their first win against us early in the year. You see that? You remember that when you made fun of me for
Yeah,
like,
but that was yeah, I did, but
yeah,
yeah.
well, they're
I
about to
mean,
beat us again.
you gotta win once in a blue moon.
I mean, Blue Moon sounds good right now. Just saying.
Mm. After today, yes, yes, it does.
Yeah, long day, long day. Um, Random news that happened before we got on that wasn't on our list. Uh, our boy Rempe got suspended.
Well, I saw he had to go meet with the yeah. So
Yeah, he
that's
got
what it
four
was.
games.
Suspended for well for
He
the
got
hit on.
he got 4 games for elbow to the head to Jonas Siegenhalder from
Yeah, he
the Devils. This was
the
Monday
coach
night.
did
This is
say he
yesterday night.
doesn't look good. Didn't look good for the Devils kid.
What's up?
They interviewed the coach or whatever after the game, and they said that it wasn't looking good for that kid for the kid that got elbowed.
Oh yeah, Siegenhalder. He's no kid, but yes.
I mean, to me, he's a kid, I guess.
Yeah.
Us old people. No, not
Oh,
you, not us, just me.
well, anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't see it. So I was like clueless. I saw that. I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, all right. Good to know.
I saw that. I watched the Rangers game last night. I feel like I watched it 3 times because I watched it, and then when you turn NHL Network on, it just keeps replaying all night long.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
kept
yeah.
watching.
So would you wake up middle of the night? It was just on.
Yeah, I just every time I would wake up, they were talking about it would be the same play. It was like Zibanejad finally scored on a 5v5. Like I guess it's been like 30 some
Mika
games since he scored.
and even strength.
Yes, that it
Mika
was
only
such a big
scored
deal. And
in
I was like, this poor kid, they won't stop talking about it.
Mika's
Jeez.
advantage.
It was like 31 games.
Oh,
I don't know.
Mika.
Give him a break.
I remember when Mika and Matt's. I always liked that name. I don't know why.
Uh
I thought it was weird. Matt
Zook,
Zuccarello used to play in the same
yes.
line.
Yeah,
Matt and Mika.
they were all nice guys too, because when we went to the game, they all walked to the arena, and
Yeah,
the kids were out there and they all signed everything for them. They were nice.
they're playing again tonight, back-to-back games. They're up 1-0 on the Hurricanes. So,
Oh, okay. Oh, and what's his name's playing tonight? I think it's his first night, right? Or was
ooh,
it the other night? Cooch.
ooh,
Didn't you
Coots?
say they're playing the
Yeah, I
Hurricanes?
think so.
I
Yeah,
mean, Coots. Yeah, sorry. Said it
Kucherov did
wrong.
not get
Said it
traded.
wrong. No, Coots. Yes. Yeah.
Um, Stars Panthers at 8 o'clock tonight. That's what I'm gonna watch once we're done.
At 8.
That's
That
gonna
should be good.
be good. It's in Dallas,
Oh, wow.
and then you guys are in Seattle against the Kraken.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully we can win one there.
you need it.
I know. You're not kidding. I know.
Hopefully, I mean, it's to be the second game with everybody there because Mantha and Hannafin played the last time.
All right.
So I mean,
Yep.
I think it'll even out, but they just got to win enough to stay at least in the wild card. It would
Oh,
be preferable if they got one of the top three, but
yeah.
I
Right.
think that I wouldn't worry. I would worry about them making it, but even with that, the Wild I think are the next closest one. I think that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
They're 16 points behind or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So well, not 16, like 8 points, 9 points, whatever it is.
Thought it was 9, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the Blues. So yeah, I mean they're only still 2 points back of LA. LA lost one last night.
Mm-hmm.
But Vegas wins tonight. I don't think the Kings play, so they'll be tied for that last spot. So it'll be a
Yeah.
run, but I think they just have to win enough to make it to the playoffs, and then those guys will come back first game, like everybody's saying, so that
Mm-hmm.
we can play the conspiracy game
Yeah. Right.
and hate on Vegas for doing what your GM couldn't do.
Exactly.
Listen,
Haters gonna hate.
they are, and I think I know why they hate because I felt a little bit some type of way last year. I was happy for you, but
Oh.
there was something in the back of my head that was a little very jealous, not a little, but very jealous of this franchise that just formed like what is it, 6 years now ago, something like that,
It's
5.
2017, 18.
All right, so like yeah, like 6 years, yeah, 6 years ago, maybe 7, but
Mm-hmm.
like,
I think
and
this is the
the
seven.
team I've been cheering for that's been around since 19 like or 1830 or whatever the hell hockey started almost. And, the biggest thing we did was beat the Russians or whatever we did in that exhibition game or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't done anything since 74 and I wasn't even thought of. So like, this team, my best memory of this team was them coming back down 3-1 in the playoffs to Boston and beating them in game 7 in Boston. That was the biggest memory of my Flyers fandom. And then them going to play the Blackhawks and then losing.
Well, this could be your year. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's not. Stop it with that.
Well, not with that attitude.
Well, I don't.
What would Torts say to you?
He doesn't want me. He doesn't know me
Nothing,
from.
because he's
He
out for
doesn't
the
know
next
me
two
from a
games.
hole in the wall, is what he would
He
say. Just
would
like
definitely
he told
say that.
our
Yes.
boy.
Yes.
Um,
That is
yeah,
true.
that's what he would say. I know that for a fact. He's like, who? I don't know him from
True.
a hole in the wall. And
Very
then
true.
he would blame me for Kevin Hayes doing something. I don't know.
Oh, geez.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
kidding. That was a random joke for no reason.
I remember that.
But yeah, that was a fun trade deadline. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited to see what these teams that went all the way for it, like the Avalanche, the Panthers, and you guys will do
Mm-hmm.
going forward. Because
We'll
it's gonna
see.
be fun, and we're getting ready for the playoffs. We got about a month left. I think honestly, I think the last game is like on the 15th of April, so we got like a month left basically.
Yep.
So it'll be fun, and then playoffs will be even fun.
Yes.
But
That's a word. Mm-hmm.
is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's
No,
why I
it's not.
paused and then said it.
More fun. More fun.
Yes, I know. I know. I
Funner.
know what it was when I said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all we got, guys. I hope you enjoyed our presence once again.
Yes. Go Knights, go.
There it is.